Word of mouth is an incredible force that could either help an agency grow or it can really damage the prospects for growth. The key is to understand whether word of mouth is actually helping you. An organization called TARP did a survey a few years ago, and they found that for every customer who complains, there are actually 26 other customers in the wings who have a similar complaint, but don't go to a business to complain. It could be that they're too upset, they're too busy, but what's interesting is they'll actually go out to their network and share that negative experience. On average, a dissatisfied customer is going to go out and talk to 16 other people. So you can do some quick math here. One complaining customer, 26 other people in the wings, that's 27, times 16, the number of times they go out and complain, that's 432 negative conversations. So it's important to understand how you really just hear a tip of an iceberg when you hear complaints. It's also important to use online tools to survey what people are thinking about your agency. There are a lot of products out there that you can use, but monitoring the thoughts of your customers through online survey tools can be incredibly impactful and really change your thinking as to what your word of mouth is. A great book came out a few years ago called The Ultimate Question. And in it, the author Fred Reichheld says you only really need to know the answer to one question to understand what your word of mouth is. And the question is, would you recommend our business to a friend? And you give people the opportunity to score you on a 0 to 10 basis. 0 being not likely, 10 being extremely likely. And what Reichheld argues is you want to know how many people are giving you 9s and 10s, and you want to subtract out all the people who are giving you 0 to 6s. You come up with what's called the Net Promoter Score. And it's fascinating, in this book he talks about all these different companies and how those that have high Net Promoter Scores, that have a lot of 9s and 10s, are the companies that are doing the best on all levels: profitability, growth, employee satisfaction. So that ultimate question is key, and you want to follow up and find out if people aren't happy, what is it in your service? What is it about the way you do business that should be changed? Also, you want to know why people like your business, and you want to make sure that you reinforce this positive behavior with your employees. The next thing that you want to do is look at the overall conversation online about your agency. I recommend that all people Google themselves on a quarterly basis. 70% of all search in our country right now is done on Google. So what do people see when they go to a Google review? When Google directs them to Yelp, what are they finding out on Angie's List? And there are a number of other review websites out there. A tip for Google is you can set up a Google alert. You just go to Google and type in Google alert, and it'll take you to a page. You can enter in the name of your agency, and you can set up a frequency in which you receive an alert. It could be as soon as it happens. It could be once a day, once a week. And anytime somebody mentions your agency in a blog, in an online discussion group, or it's picked up in a newspaper article, you're actually going to be sent a link to that particular review. But unfortunately, it doesn't take into account the things that are being posted on review websites, the Yelps and the Angie's Lists of the world, so you're going to need to check those out on your own. I know it sounds like a lot of work to do all this online monitoring, but it's absolutely worth it, because what people say about you online is truly the foundation of your word of mouth. And if you can nip negativity in the bud before it grows, you're going to make sure that word of mouth is helping and not hurting your agency.